Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a Course in Miracles student and a channeler. And I'm coming on today to give a daily dose of hope. This is Daily Dose of Hope Day 20. So, the Daily Dose of Hope is something that I was guided by my guides to do, to come on every day to give a daily dose of hope as the energies of this world are starting to increase and things are going to start getting a little bit wacky, and they already are getting pretty wacky, but they're going to get wackier. And yes, I recommend the book Wacky Wednesday if you're. Um, it really feels like that's what's happening now, as everything is shifting and changing. So today, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about idols, and then I'm going to talk about being able to control the weather, the power to control the weather and the water and these sorts of things. Basically, our superpowers. So those are the two things I want to talk about, and then I'll channel. So here we go. It looks like my internet connection's not super great today, so we'll see how this goes. So first of all, first thing I want to talk about is the weather. So I was listening to someone's testimony about how their emotions affect the weather. And so then it reminded me that, so I live in Japan, and in Japan, they have this thing called a ame otoko or a hare otoko. And what that means is like ame otoko is like a person that brings the rain. So whenever you invite this person, like if you're going somewhere with someone, this person will always bring the rain. It's always going to rain if you hang out with this person. And the hare otoko is someone, it's always going to be nice and sunny. And I used to be what is called an arashi otoko, which means that like wherever I would go, there'd be storms. Just bring the storms. So when I used to have my group, my music group, every time we'd have a show, there'd be like a tsunami or there'd be, something, a hurricane, whatever going on. So that was what I used to bring, but I hopefully don't bring that anymore. Um, but yeah, so that there isn't, even in the Japanese language, there is a word for this, which if there's a word for it, that gives it some credence. And so what I was listening to yesterday was a woman who, when she gets very, very emotional, she's able to the weather starts to change. It starts to get really, really stormy. And I find a lot of the time recently when something in our mass media is quite shocking, that we'll end up having like days and days and days of rain. And of course, there's, there is something going on up, with the fake clouds and stuff. But um, in addition to that, our emotions are very directly connected with the weather. Um, and so I think it's something, part of our superpower, that we are taught that there is no connection. That is crazy. Why would you say such a thing? That your emotions can affect the weather? Science doesn't prove that. That has no, so that's what we're taught. That's crazy talk. But if there's a word for it in a language that's been around for many, many years, hundreds and hundreds of years, um, there must be something to it. And so, and I would recommend as an experiment to try it out. So see the weather when anything kind of very drastic happens or something that seems a bit shocking in the mass media. Check out the weather, and that's all. As an experiment, check that out. So I wanted to talk about that, the ame otoko and hare otoko. And hey, Maya, nice to see you. Um, So, um, when let's see, I wanted to. Oh, so this relates to lesson 38 in A Course in Miracles. So, speaking of weather, so we think that we can't change the weather, but lesson 38 says, "There's nothing my holiness cannot do." So your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as Son of God, at one with the mind of His Creator. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness can remove all pain, end all sorrow, solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Uh, so in the same situation, we can affect the weather too. I think the concept is that we're much much bigger than we think we are. We think we're just like this body here, but it has been proven that we have this bioelectric energy. We have this aura energy. There are, yeah, it has been captured in photographs, we're much much bigger and we have much much more influence than we think we do. And since we're all connected, I think this is part of our ascension process, is realizing the true power that we have, realizing as humans we are very 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 powerful and we can truly affect change, but we have to be in control of our minds. And I think that's where having a spiritual practice is really important, like the Course in Miracles, for example. But any spiritual practice, I think, has a similar goal. Is just clarifying your mind and being aware of who you are and what you're thinking, because we're dealing with a lot of power here. We have this amazing energy, this amazing power that can create anything, that we can maybe change, create storms, create energy. We can create waves. So yeah, so we need to understand our power and not have someone else uh, tell us what to do. I guess that would be the way to do it. Say it. So I wanted to talk about that. I thought that was a very interesting idea, and it relates to Esmeralda. Esmeralda is a mermaid from Alfari, and also on a little bit of a higher dimension on this earth. And we were talking for quite a while before, and we wrote a book together. And well, I transcribed her words. Sorry, there's whew, I think it's hay fever season here. But so she gave me these exercises that I do every morning on becoming one with the water. And you can read about that in my Hathor Singing book. But what it is basically you become one with the ocean. And you imagine that you are the ocean, the whole ocean, everything, all over the world, and in all of its depth, and with all of the creatures swimming in it. And you are the ocean. You are that big. And then you imagine that you are the rivers, all of the rivers on this planet. Um, so all of the rivers. So you are at all the rivers at once, and also you are flowing. So you're flowing, and you're also all the rivers. So it's that kind of multi-dimensional thinking in a sense. And so the ocean, what it does, I found, is it really really expands your thinking. You become bigger than all of your problems. You think, well, this little thing that's bothering me, I am the ocean. Why would this bother me? I'm the ocean. Um, so as a morning meditation, it's very, very good. That one. And then the rivers, imagining that you're all the rivers of the world. You're flowing, but you're also all of the rivers all at once. And so this allows you. So I've been doing this every day. So I'm starting to understand what it means. At first, I was like, what? I'm the rivers? What? Okay. Yeah, I'm the rivers. I'm flowing, you know but now I seem to get it more. You understand that you're one with all of the river, but you're also flowing at the same time, and this allows you to that flowing idea of letting things go, of letting things flow, and understanding that it's all connected. So you're the ocean, you're the river. And then I usually take my cup and I put some green tea in it, and you are the water in the, water's fine, or whatever you want. And then you put your hands over it, and you are that water in that cup. And then after that, you drink the water in the cup. And then what I usually do, I put my hands out, and then you use that water. It's like, I think it was the Pirates of the Caribbean, the one with the, no. It was some movie recently where there was a mermaid, and she drew water out of the character's forehead, and I can't remember the name of the movie. Aquaman. Um, but it's similar to that. So what you drink so I drink the green tea, and then I let it come out of my hands, and then I imagine. So this is, you're using your imagination, you're using your third eye, and then I create you create something with it. So I would usually just create like a green ball out of it, and then I sometimes I would create like whole scenes, mythologies, and all kinds of stuff. It's up to you. It is a spiritual practice, and it's also a practice for your third eye. So I really recommend that. And the mermaids, they have control over the water, dominion over the water, you might say. And as we are also water beings, we're created mostly with all water. Where I don't know how many percentage of our body is water. We're water beings. We're mer creatures, basically, but we're living on land. So I think that's related. And our emotions, I think, are very, very closely connected with the water. And just look at the moon. Just look at how the moon controls the oceans and also controls our months and also controls our emotions. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff there, I guess. Um, so Priya, hey, good morning. Yeah, it's what time is it here? It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon here. Yeah, so thanks guys for joining in. Um, Sorry, you can hear my cat in the background. She wants to come in, but once I let her in, she wants to go out and come back in and go out. Yeah, just anyway. So the next thing I just want to talk about before I go into the channeling is about idols. Now I've been talking about idols a lot recently, and the reason why it comes into my mind a lot is Japan is very much the country of idols, in the sense that this teen idol idea is very, very popular here. They have I'm not sure how much of that culture has been out, you know, in the rest of the world. I'm pretty much here, so I don't know really what's going on. But the idol groups, these groups of like 48, young teenage boys or teenage girls, and they just, they go out and they sing and dance and stuff like that. They're called idols, and people collect their cards, and they're idolized. And so I always thought, this idea is very interesting. It's religion, um, and so that's why that word kind of piques my interest, because I hear it a lot in the mass media here. And so I wanted to talk about this chapter 30 in the Course in Miracles, chapter 30, the new beginning. It's called Beyond All Idols. And I thought this was very fitting. Idols are quite specific, but your will is universal, being limitless. And so it has no form, nor is content for its expression in the terms of form. Idols are limits. They are the belief that there are forms that will bring happiness and that by limiting is all attained. It is as if you said, I have no need of everything. This little thing I want, and it will be as everything to me. So let me read that again. I have no need of everything. This little thing I want, and it will be as everything to me. And this must fail to satisfy because it is your will that everything be yours. Decide for idols and you ask for loss. Decide for truth and everything is yours. It is not form you seek. What form can be a substitute for the God the Father's love? What form can take the place of all love in the divinity of God the Son? What idol can make two of what is one? And what can the limitness, and can the limitness be limited? You do not want an idol. It is not your will to have one. It will not bestow on you the gift you seek. When you decide upon the form of what you want, you lose the understanding of its purpose. So you see your will within the idol, thus reducing it to a specific form. Yet this could never be your will because what shares in all creation cannot be content with small ideas and little things. So beyond all idols. So sorry about the noise in the background. So we're searching for things outside of ourselves, right? Okay, so let me begin. Let me go into channeling here. And hold on, there's a lot of interference. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. Let me go into the channeling here. Mm. Greetings, we are that one message of love and light. You see, there is much love and there is much light on your planet. But at times, once you are starting to implement the lower chakras, as you call them, once you start to implement those lower chakras and mix them in with the higher chakras, this love and light tends to get a little bit muddled. And this is at the place where you are at this moment, where things are starting to shift and change, and things are starting to reveal their true purpose, you might say, or their true self. And once you see them, you tend to jump down into those lower chakras and then try to come back up again. And it is very hard. And so what we are talking about at this moment is this ability to jump in and out of these chakras, to jump in and out, and to be able to transmute these energies, to create something beautiful and new out of this experience. So what you're doing is seeing something from this love and light perspective, but some of it is very, very dark. And so you have to jump down into your lower chakras, and then you process it with those lower chakras, and then you bring it back up, and then you bring it with more beautiful light and a deeper light, because this is a light of knowing and of understanding. This is not the light of ignoring. This is not the light of ignoring what is dark and ignoring everything that is outside of this love and light. This is the light of understanding, of bringing these ideas down through these chakras and up to the top. And so once you bring it up to the top, the light is the light of understanding, of knowing, and of not judging it, of understanding that these things are here. And this is your ability. This is your true ability as a light worker, is this ability to shift and change and transmute these energies into something new and to something beautiful. And this is the part of your ascension too. Your creative process as light workers is creating something new out of this, seeing destruction and creating beauty, seeing desolate, seeing hopelessness and creating hope out of the hopelessness. This is your amazing superpower, your amazing ability. And as this being is talking about superpowers, about the ability to control the weather or the ability to control the water, this is of course, you have created all of this. It's simple. It's very, very easy. You are this. You have created this. This is a reflection of your mind. So of course, all of this is yours. You've created all of it. And you can change it, and you can create it the way you'd like. As the laws now, as you are all on a grand scale on your planet, starting to realize your true power and starting to open up to your true power, you are starting to realize that it is okay, and that it is very, very possible for you to shift and change your own reality. And that is what is happening to all of you. You are starting to shift and change your whole reality, and starting to realize that these things that seem outside of you are all inside of you, and that you can affect change in them whenever you'd like. This is your clay. You are making this world. You make it in your image. You are making it in your image, and you have that choice. You have the choice of love or fear. What image are you going to create? Are you going to create a graven image of fear, or are you going to create a loving image of love and openness? And it is your choice, and you are making this every single day. When you see those fear images, understand that that is you created that. You created something, and you are scared of it. Look at that. Look at the thing that you're afraid of. You created that. Why are you afraid of what you created? Create something different. You don't have to be afraid of your creation. If you make an artwork and you make something that seems to you frightening, then just throw it away. Make something new. That's all you have to do. That is what you are doing on this planet. This is the ascension. The ascension is more than an ascension, more than a moving up or anything of that sort. The ascension is a remembrance. You are just remembering who you truly are. The whole world is starting to remember who it truly is. The earth is starting to remember who it truly is. Though we might say that the earth has never really truly forgotten. But you, all of you, have forgotten. And you decided to forget. And you decided to come and to forget and to remember. And that is the process that you're going through at this moment. The process of remembering who you truly are and remembering your true power. You are truly beautiful beings of light with so much power to affect change on this planet. And as this being was referring to idols, yes, this concept of idols is quite a silly idea, but we understand where it comes from. We understand through this third dimensional perspective that you might see something that you might want to attain to become successful within this third dimension, as you call it, the box, the matrix, whatever you'd like to call it. But understanding that you created all of it, you created the box, you created the whole thing, you created it, you can change it. That is our message to you today, that you can change, you can affect change on this world. And you're made of so much love and so much light, and you can see all of these things that you've created, and you just look at them. And if something makes you afraid, or something is fearful, you can change that as well. But you can't change that fearful thing. All you can change is here. You can change here. I want to see a new vision. I want to see a new vision. I am going to create a new vision. And that vision will be created because your will is the will of God. You are one with God. And so you are the mind, you are connected with the mind of God. So everything that you create is imbued with source energy. You are source energy. You are love. You are love incarnate here. We are Sanatkumara, and we love you very, very much. And we are very, very happy to see all of the progress that you are all making on this planet at this time with this process of remembrance, or as you call it, ascension. But remembrance is a much more apt term for all of you. Hmm. All right. So, yeah, that's it. One thing before I go, I've been asking before I go to bed. I ask questions, and then I try to get answers in my dreams. And so I was asking about this ability to control the weather, and I don't know if this is helpful to anyone or to me. I'm not sure where the message came, but maybe it's for someone else. I'm not sure, but somehow there was a British prime minister that his name was Disraeli, and somehow his wife is a very, very big hint in this. I'm not sure how or why or what it means, but um, I haven't done a lot of research on it. But yet, if you are interested in that, Disraeli, the former British prime minister from the 1800s, somehow came in my dream, and somehow his wife is very important, and somehow his wife is connected with Saraswati. So there you go. I don't know what that means, but I thought maybe the message wasn't for me. Maybe it was for someone else. So I'll just give it out there. Who knows? Maybe it's for all of us. So that's all my spiel for today. Maya and Priya, thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing really well wherever you are in the world. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.